Sugar, a sweet but harmful truth. I never imagined something so sweet could cause so much harm. Growing up, my family lived off the land, eating fresh food that we grew and gathered ourselves. We were strong, healthy, and full of life. But when hard times struck, we had to leave our village behind and move to the city in search of work and a better life. In some ways, life in the city was easier. Instead of the back-breaking labor of farming, my father became a taxi driver, and my mother took a job in a factory. We spent more time sitting than moving. Our food habits also changed. We started buying sweets, sugary drinks, and fast food. It was quick, convenient, and tasted amazing. Slowly, our family began to resemble our city relatives. My father even developed a big belly, which he proudly called a sign of prosperity, a symbol that we could afford to eat well. One day I saw a notice for diabetes testing. The man on the poster looked strikingly similar to my father. I couldn't believe it when I realized my father had symptoms of diabetes. He was thirsty all the time, urinated frequently, often complained of blurry vision, and was constantly tired. At first, he dismissed it as nothing serious. But after remembering how his brother had lost a leg to diabetes, he reluctantly agreed to get tested. The results were heartbreaking. My father had diabetes. The nurse explained that his big belly wasn't a sign of wealth. It was actually a sign of poor health. She told us that eating too much, especially sugary and starchy foods, creates unhealthy fat deep inside the belly. This fat isn't like the soft fat you can pinch. It's dangerous and leads to diseases like diabetes. She went on to explain how sugar works in the body. Sweet foods turn into sugar quickly, but starchy foods like rice, potatoes, and bread also convert into sugar after digestion. Processed foods often hide large amounts of sugar as well. Diabetes causes sugar to build up in the blood, damaging blood vessels and nerves over time. This can lead to heart attacks, strokes, kidney disease, blindness, dementia, memory loss and confusion, and even nerve damage that makes feet numb or injuries unnoticed, sometimes resulting in infections or amputations. Diabetes can even cause erectile dysfunction due to nerve damage. It's a terrible disease with far-reaching consequences. Thankfully, there was hope. The nurse explained that diabetes could be controlled through lifestyle changes, better eating habits, smaller portions, and regular physical activity. My father's diagnosis was a wake-up call for our entire family. We realized we were all at risk because of our new way of living in the city. I visited my grandmother for advice. She reminded me that when she was growing up in the village, there was no junk food or sugary drinks, and no one suffered from diabetes back then. Together, we made a plan to turn things around. 1. Cut out junk food. We stopped buying sweets and fast food entirely. 2. Shop fresh. We started shopping at local markets for fresh vegetables, whole grains, beans, eggs, fish, and other high-protein foods. 3. Cook traditional meals. My grandmother emphasized that home cooking is the best way to ensure healthy eating. 4. Eat smaller portions. We reduced our rice intake and practiced healthier portion control. 5. Be active. We began walking every morning as a family. Over the course of a year, my father lost his big belly, his blood sugar levels improved dramatically, and his energy returned. Our entire family became healthier, and surprisingly, we didn't miss sugar at all. The lesson we learned is simple but powerful. Eat real food that nourishes your body, cook it yourself so you know what's going into it, and stay active to keep your body strong. With these changes, your family can be healthy too.